Hey y'all, it's your girl Gemma, and today we are going to be preparing a steak dinner, and we are going to be using flat iron steak. So stay tuned and I'm going to show you just how I prepare the steak dinner. And may I add that this flat iron steak is budget friendly and it's also beginner friendly to prepare, and it's delicious. Also going to need a good frying pan so that your steak will get a good sear. This is a stainless steel non-stick, so this is really good. And also if you have a cast iron, that can work as well. Now let's get to cooking. We're going to start by taking our steak out the pot. So you're going to take a paper towel and you're going to get most of the moisture out of the steak. So now that we've gotten most of the moisture from out of our steaks, now we're going to season our steaks. And first we're going to start by drizzling some olive oil on our steaks on both sides. Drizzle it, rub it in all over the steak. Here's seasonings. This has salt, garlic powder, black pepper, and onion powder. So I'm going to put this on the steak. So I'm going to start with this. Season both sides. And remember, we measure with our heart's desire. Okay, so we start with that. Then we're going to add some Cajun seasoning. This is the flavor that I'm going for. You can use whatever seasoning that you like, that you have in your pantry, or you can even just use salt. Season both sides. And I'm just going to add a little bit of garlic powder. So I love honey garlic on my steak. Also, we are going to add just a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Just a little bit. We're going to rub it in. Okay, we're going to rub it all over. Some soy sauce, just a little, not much. Okay, and we're going to rub it in. We're going to rub it in all over on both sides, okay? So just a little. And that'll give your steak some good flavor. Okay, so your steak should look just like this, well seasoned, and both sides should look like this. Okay, so with our steak, we're going to be having some mashed potatoes. So I'm going to start by peeling these potatoes, get them in some water, and then I'll be back. Alright, so now we are going to cut our potatoes into small cubes. Now we're going to boil our potatoes on high heat until these potatoes get nice and tender. And I also like to season up my potatoes with water by adding some salt, some onion powder, some garlic powder, and I also like to add some chicken bouillon into the water. Not much, just a little, just for flavor. Okay, so we're going to put the cover on and we're going to let these potatoes boil until about 15-20 minutes, or until they're fork tender, and then we'll be back and we'll make the mashed potatoes. We're also going to be having some spinach along with our steak, with our mashed potatoes, and I'll be showing you how to prepare this in just a bit. Okay, so before I add my spinach, I like to add some herbs, fry down some herbs. I have some bell peppers, some squash, some minced garlic, and some mushrooms, and this is frying down in some butter, just a little bit of butter and olive oil. I already added some Cajun seasoning. I added some chicken bouillon seasoning. I added some onion powder, some garlic powder, and now I'm going to add some black pepper. Now you can taste your pot, and if you need to add more seasonings, please do so. Alright. Okay, so now we're going to add our wash. Okay, and one more ingredient I almost forgot to mention was some bacon fat. I added about 3 spoons of this, and you know what, I'm going to add just one more because you can never have enough bacon flavor. Alright, so this is going to be so good. So we're going to finish that our spinach saute down and all that bacon fat, just so you know, pick up all that flavor. Just look at that. Nobody wants to eat boring spinach. Doesn't this look delicious? So this is going to be our side to go along with our mashed potatoes and our steak. Okay, so as you can see, our potatoes is fork tender. So I'm going to take these off the stove, drain off the water, and then I'm going to get started on making the mashed potatoes, and I'll show you just how I make it. We're going to add some cream cheese. We're going to add some butter. We're going to add some onion powder. We're going to add some garlic powder. And we're going to give this a good smash, get everything combined. We're also going to add just a little bit of whole milk. Just a little bit, not much. Just a little bit. Okay, so if you want some nice fluffy smooth mashed potatoes, add just a little bit more.
And I'm also going to show you a nice trick.
Turn this to medium height. And I'm gonna mix. And look at these potatoes. Nice and creamy and smooth. Nice.
I'll also be frying down some red onions to go on top of my steak. It's just going to be fried down in some olive oil. We have our steak. Now we are going to say our steak. So we're going to place our 3 pieces of the steak inside the pan. And the only thing that's in the pan is a little bit of olive oil. And as you can see, I have the pan smoking hot. So we're going to let it stay on each side for about 1 minute before I flip it. Pressing it down just to make sure it sticks to the pan so we can get that nice there. To our steak, we're going to be adding some butter, some fresh garlic, and thyme.
Alright, so it's already been 1 minute. Now let's flip our steak.
Look at that beautiful stare. That's what we want. Alright, so we're going to give it another minute or 2 on this side, and then we're going to flip it again. Alright, so before we flip this again, I just want to show you something. So, as you can see, when I touch it, it's still soft. So that means it's still about rare, so medium rare. So I'm going to go for medium well. So this still is going to need some more time to cook. So we're going to flip it again now. So we're going to give it another minute on this side, and then I'll flip it again for maybe another minute or 2, and then it should be to the right temperature that I'm going for. Alright, so our steak is looking good. Still needs about another minute. As you can see, this one is still a bit soft. I'm going for a medium well, so I'm going to flip this one more time, because I'm not cooking this in the oven. So we're just going to give it like 1 more minute, and then we're going to baste it with some butter and some garlic and thyme and rosemary. Alright, so what I'm doing now, I'm cutting the heat, and I'm going to add thyme. I'm going to add the butter and the garlic. I'm also going to add a little bit of rosemary. I'm going to baste our steak with all that delicious flavor, garlic and rosemary and thyme flavor. And what I did, I cut the heat so we won't get any burn flavor. We just want that straight butter flavor, garlic and thyme and rosemary over our steak. And we're going to let our steak rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then I'll be back to plate up everything.
Okay, so our steak has been resting for about a little over 5 minutes. I'm gonna cut it into one, and then I'm gonna plate up everything. I decided to leave one of the steaks medium, and that one will be for my husband. So I end up cutting 2 of the steaks. One is medium well, and one is medium. So the one that has more pink is medium, and that'll be for my husband. Okay, so here's our lovely steak dinner. Well plated, it's beautiful, and it's even more delicious than it looks. So I hope you follow this recipe and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Here's a little clip of me eating this delicious meal, and man, I can tell you it's so delicious. See my happy dance. Enjoy.